Hi guys, welcome back to the video, and in this particular video I'll be talking about IELTS and the tips which I followed to land band 7 in IELTS. By no means I'm expert of the English language, but I'm just trying to tell the tips and the things which I actually follow to land band 7 in IELTS. So let's get started with the video. Before starting this video, I would like to share a small disclaimer. That is, I have been involved into this language for a long time, and just not involving, I have been watching some dramas, I have been reading books, I have been listening to music that really helped me to get my achieved score. So these things are really combination of various things which you do over the years, and that really helped me land to my dream score or possibly the score which I wanted to have. So this is a small disclaimer. I would like to have you guys involve yourself in this particular things before you start out for your exam, and this is the small tip which I like to share. And apart from this, if I can do it, you can also do it. So have a faith in your guys, and let's get started with the video with actual information. Before starting this video out, I would like to quickly hop up on my experience of IELTS test day. I would like to give it in one word. The experience was really very good. There is nothing to complain about in that particular day, but I would like to go through or glimpse through what I went through that particular day to you guys, so that you can have the experience same thing which I was going through. My test was conducted at IELTS Shivaji Nagar, Pune. So I came 1 hour earlier. As you can imagine how much traffic can increase in Shivaji Nagar. So that was for traffic purpose. So I came 1 hour earlier to that particular test center. After that, when I reached to the gates of IELTS, the security personnel greeted me with good morning and all that stuff. I was really surprised by the security personnel speaking English, so I was really very cheered up at that particular moment only. After that, I went inside. The security personnel asked about me and my passport. I gave him my passport. After that, he checked the details of my test and when was my speaking test on that particular day in the schedule of theirs and also mine. After that, he told me to wait for 40 minutes because I came at 11 and 11:40 was my speaking test. So I waited for 45 minutes, and after that my speaking test was scheduled. Okay, so before the test, the officer from IELTS came to me, asked my passport. He checked all the finer details from the application form which I have filled earlier for the test. After that, he corrected small corrections which I was having. After that, he took my fingerprints from both of the hands for security reasons. I don't know why, but he took it. He took one photograph of mine and started with the process of IELTS. After this process happened, my speaking test was there at 11:40. So I waited in an auditorium for like 30 or 35 minutes. So before that, one girl was there whose speaking test was there. So I asked her how her speaking test went. So she was like, okay. I was like, okay, the examiner might be tough or like that. Okay, but what happened was that when I went to for my speaking test, the examiner was really very good. She was really very helpful. I was having some trouble with my headset, so she really helped me with solving my troubles from headset. And then after I continued my test, the speaking test really flied by. I didn't account for the time, but it really went like quickly, and 14-15 minutes went very what I answered and what was asked by examiner to me. And she was also happy, I was also happy. She gifted me my number which I really wanted. So I got speaking also 7. So I was really happy for speaking test also. After that, I waited for an hour for my LRW, that is listening, reading and writing test. So as it was 12 o'clock, I have to wait for 1 more hour for commencement of my LRW test. So I waited for an hour with other students. I waited in the auditorium. I got out chat along with other people what they were hoping for the test and all. That shit happens. Okay, after that, what I did, the officers came of IELTS and they asked us to get into exam hall before 10 to 15 minutes only. They asked us to settle down in our seats which were labeled with our names, so you don't have to take tension where you have to sit and not. So get there. No need to take any pencil, rubber and all that stuff. There is everything what you need, and no need to take water bottle also. There are water bottles also. So yeah, you free bird to go there. Don't take anything, just your keys of locker and you will be good to go. After that, you will be seated. You will be told every finer details and instruction about the test. And after that, the test will start. So my test was scheduled between 1 to 3:30 ish. So it really went quickly. The first test was listening test, second test was reading test, and third was writing test. It really went by 2 hours and 30 minutes, and there was nothing much to complain about test or the venue or the machines they were using. It was really very good quality and all that stuff. So you guys may be wondering of these things. Don't think of it. Just focus on your preparation and make sure that you do well, and on the D day particularly make yourself calm and then go inside the test and give a 100% to it, and you'll be passed off with flying colors. Okay, so this was for my particular experience in IELTS on the D day. So let's move upon listening test. What actually happened with my listening test, reading test, and writing test. Now let us start with the speaking. So speaking test will last about 14 to 16 minutes or maybe 20 minutes, depend upon the time schedule which you will be given. So particularly my speaking test was scheduled for 14 to 16 minutes. So the time really flied by, as I told you in my experience in previous section. So it is quick, 14 to 16 minutes. You won't be able to even process that 14 to 16 minutes, so the time will fly by. So don't have or don't take tension about your speaking test. It will really will be simple. So what kind of questions they have asked to me, or what kind of questions they will ask anyone for the test? So it's like speaking section or speaking test is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is for basic question, part 2 will be topic test, on which examiner will show topic on your screen, and after showing topics in bullet screen, you have to answer the question for 1 to 2 minutes. And after that she will on part 3 will ask follow-up question on part 2. Okay, so for basic questions, my examiner really asked me very basic questions like where are you from, what is your name, or where do you live, what do you like about your city, are you working, are you student. This type of basic questions she asked me in round 1 or part 1. So you have to be really precise and concise about your question. Don't try to wonder about my town is good, I have this and that. No, don't do that. Whatever she asks, he or she asks you, give very precise and concise answer about it and just leave it. Okay, so moving on to the part 2. Moving on to the part 2 is like bit tricky, as she will show the topic on your screen. As you might be wondering what kind of topics she will ask you. No wonder, I also don't know what kind of topics anyone will ask you. So there might be range of topics that IELTS examiner choose from. So be prepared in advance only, like 15 to 20 days with various topics you have to answer about it. It can be a plethora of topics to choose from, right? So in my case, the examiner asked me about countryside, to speak about countryside, and there were 4 bullet points about the countryside. So what really tips I'm trying to give you guys about this second part is that be precise about the topic. Write about country, speak about countryside, what countryside you went, where did you went, what did you do, how you went, all these things. And after that speak about bullet points also in orderly manner or not orderly manner. That doesn't count. So what count is that you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, that is it, and you have to fulfill all the bullet points that he or she will show you on the screen. That is all for the bullet points, and try to avoid some fancy vocabulary over there. Make sure that you use from basic to intermediate type of vocabulary. Use some joining words, use some joining phrases to make your sentence more sound pleasing and sound very good. So that is a tip for your speaking also. Moving on to the third part is that part third will be follow-up questions. That will be brief type of questions on follow-up questions on part 2. So she will ask, in my case on countryside, she asked me various things like how do you describe the air quality of countryside when compared to your city. So this I have to answer this type of questions in briefly. So you have to make sure that you answer the question without stuttering, without saying and ahs. Avoid this type of ums and ahs. Use basic vocabulary. Don't try to use extra fancy words to impress your examiner. She is not there to impressed from you guys. She is just there to examine you and give band upon judging you. Okay, so use basic vocabulary, be confident, have a good smile on your face while answering all the questions. Don't try to be nervous or anxious while speaking to him or her, and keep your answers cohesive and concise. Don't try to lengthen them or to impress your examiner. No, just whatever you think this is precise, just answer it and just leave it. So this is whole about speaking section. The time will fly by, you won't ever notice also. So just be there, be in the moment, have confidence in yourself, and do your speaking test very well. The speaking test will be scheduled before or after the before or after the LRW slot, depends when you have scheduled your examination. My speaking section was scheduled before LRW section, as my LRW section was in the evening slot, or no, it was in afternoon slot. That is why they had my speaking section in morning slot only. That will vary or depend what kind of people are coming in that particular day, how many students are there. So don't take tension. In CBT test, all the sections will be concluded within the same day. You don't have to wait or for the second day to complete the second section. No, all LRW and S section will be completed on the same day. So take a chill and give your exam. So let's start with our listening section. Okay, listening section will last for 30 minutes, on and about for 30 minutes only. It is time section. When you enter in the hall, you will be greeted with first listening section only. So listening section will last about 30 minutes. In particularly listening section, there will be 40 questions of 1 mark each, no negative marking, so you don't have to take tension about it. So 1 question each mark, no negative marking. Okay, after that, the 40 questions will be divided into 4 parts, that is part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. These 4 parts will be categorized along, like part 1 will be kind of a social dialogue, part 2 will be social monologue, part 3 will be educational kind of a monologue, and part 4 will be educational monologue. It will be conversation between 2 to 3 people, and you have to listen it accordingly and answer your questions according to that only. So make sure that you listen very carefully and precisely. If you don't listen, then you have to face the consequences of it, as if you skip the first part, you might skip the second question, third question, because the recording will be played in chronological order only. If my recording starts, then in first minute or so, my first question answer will be there. For second to third minute, my second question answer will be there. So you have to listen recording very carefully and answer your questions very carefully after that. Okay, so make sure that you listen your recording very carefully. Moving on to the what type of task will be graded in the listening section. So there can be various type of question. There will be multiple choice question, matching question as match the following. After that, you have to label. There will be labeling task. You have to check from IELTS website what kind of labeling task they will be providing to you. So you have to, once you have to check it, I can't explain you right now because video will be so lengthy. After that, there will be some completion task from the recording and short answers question and para summary type of question. So in this 30 minutes you will be doing various type of question. So make sure, I will suggest you guys to watch some movies, listen to music, various types of accents and dramas. Try to watch sitcoms 1 month before only to get into flow of actually listening to English and breaking down it into parts. Basically, listening section is not as simple as you think. The question might seem you very simple, but the answer might be a very turned conversation. It is not like this. The answer can be turned and then feed it to you. So you have to make sure and make and listen your conversation very carefully. And apart from that, when you book your IELTS test, you will be getting this kind of a book, IELTS Academic. So you can use for your preparation. It helped me, so it will help you also. So make sure you use this book also. Okay, so this was for our listening section. We will next move on to our reading section now. Moving on to our reading section. Reading section is kind of a pain in the ass for me also, and it might be there for some of you, as you think reading might be easy or reading might be very super simple to do it. Guys, it's not. It's difficult, and you have to make sure that you have a practice around and about for a month. So make sure that you have a good practice upon reading section, because you have to read a chunky big ass paragraph of 6 to 800 words and then figure out what kind of questions are there and answer after that. So it might eat up your time a lot, as there are 4 parts in reading section of and 40 questions on that. So I really suggest you guys try to have some practice of reading 600 to 800 word paragraph beforehand only, as a practice, and then try to jump upon various types of question they ask you. Okay, so type of question they will ask you are multiple choice questions, identifying task type of question, matching task question, given, not given, true or false, if, not if type of questions will be there, and some of map questions will be there. So you have to answer it very precisely, very silently. You have to skim through paragraph. If skimming works for you, skim through paragraph. If it doesn't work, like me, you read whole paragraph in like 3 to 4 minutes, and after that try to see all the questions and then answer the question from paragraph. Okay, either skim or read, or skim first and then read. Do it as per your own convenience, and that's why I'm suggesting you to have a practice on this. On the D-Day, it shouldn't cause you problems on the D-Day, as 60 minutes are given. The time will fly by, you won't ever notice also. So make sure that you have proper practice on reading section. There is no such thing or tips or tricks that can be given for the reading section, as I have given CAT also previous year. So I will suggest you guys, there is no tips and no tricks for reading. The only thing which will work is practice over there. So make sure that you practice along. And one small tip or trick that I will give you is that, which is in my sleeve. Let me, oh, there is no sleeve. Okay, but which I will try to give you is that try to use all the answers in uppercase only. Answer all the questions in uppercase, or if not, try to copy the answer from your paragraph into your answer section. It will harm nothing, it will do nothing. Just use uppercase. It worked for me and it will work for you also. I have read a lot of redditors using uppercase. So it is beneficial, so use it. I don't know what's behind that, but use it, it will be beneficial. Okay, so use that, it will be more than okay for you. So now, addressing the elephant in our room, that is writing section. Obviously this is the most hard and the simple section in this whole IELTS test, because it can be hard and the simple at the same time, because you will be graded with 2 types of question in writing task 1 and 2. In writing task 1, you will be given questions like give the summary of bar graph, give summary of pie chart, give summary of this process, or write this process in description. And in the second writing task 2, you will be having some big topics to write upon. So if I have to give an example, like using iPhone in this is good or bad, agree or disagree, like this type of questions will be here. You have to either agree or disagree. You can't state your neutral point into it, so you have to either disagree or agree, and stating points why do you agree and disagree on that point. Okay, so these are the writing task questions you will be greeted with. Apart from that, you will be given from 1 hour for the test. So I will suggest you guys moving quickly upon your writing task 1, first completing it in like 15-20 minutes first. It is very simple, and with practice, like if you practice for a month, you will be able to write writing task 1 within no time. So I will try suggesting you guys, like, have some practice for writing task 1, and for writing task 2 have an extensive practice, because writing task 2 will eat up your time, as there is word counter on your IELTS exam screen. So you will be more than enough knowing how many words you are writing. So in writing task 1, you have to write about 150 words, and in writing task 2, you have to write about 250 words. So in writing task 1, you can write about 170 to 180 words, and in writing task 2, you can write about more than 280 or 290 words. That's enough. You don't have to write more than that, and you won't be getting more time to write. So 280 words, it's fine. Don't use more fancy words. Use good kind of vocabulary, use good lexical resource, because these writing tasks are judged upon 4 factors. These 4 factors I would like to tell you guys, so that you can improve these 4 factors while you are preparing for your actual test. So task achievement 1, that is so for task 1 or part 1, task achievement. So if there is bar graph given and they have stated you have to write summary, so they will judge you part 1, they will judge upon the part 1, what kind of summary have you written, do you highlighted important points from that bar graph, do you left some points or not. So on these particular things they will judge you and score you depend upon that. And part 2, as I said earlier, that iPhone topic, so either you disagreed or agreed, do you completed your part of stating why do you agree or disagree. So on that particular section you will be judged. Second part will be coherence and cohesion. Don't try to fly from this topic to that topic like I am doing right now. Don't write first why do you know iPhones, then what is technology into it, and all that stuff in chronological order, so that writer is stating its point very clearly, and the reader who is trying to read it is very can read that point very seamlessly. You don't have to jump along the points. So do that also. After that, using lexical resource, try to use good lexical resource, good vocabulary. Don't try to use extra fancy words. Fancy words are okay, but don't try to use extra fancy words. Use some phrases and all that stuff, you can use it, no problem. Okay. And last is grammatical range. You have to see for your grammar, that I can judge how well is your grammar. Mine is not, so it's okay. So that you have to judge, and upon that particular basis you will be awarded with an IELTS band from 1 to 9. So that is it for it. And one pro tip I would like to give you, write your all the sections in for writing task, use short paragraphs, like part 1 this, part 2 that, part 3 that. For use short paragraphs. I know that I may not have spoken well for this writing section, because I am not that confident about this. So I would like to link you guys to the another channel. This particular guy I will link up over here or here. That is the best guy for the writing section. I have followed him, and that landed me band 7. So it can land you band 8 or band 9, depend upon how you write. So I would like to try to link this video over here or in description down below. So check it out, and if you like his video, you can see another videos of listening, writing, speaking and all that. He has given excellent videos on IELTS. So if you came through my video and if you like my videos, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. And that is it for this IELTS video, and I hope that you guys score more than 7. It's just a number, but still may you score 8 plus 9, whatever you want to have. So make sure that you practice. Practice is the key. No tips and tricks will work, only practice is going to work for you. And yes, see you in another video. Until then, ciao.